I hear us? Check, 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 check. All right, all right, all right. We here. Vibe check 3.0. Super excited. Guys, if you're going to yap in the back, okay? We're going to get this panel started. I got some amazing people up here today. So we'll go ahead and kick this bad boy off. For those that don't know, I'm Russ, co-founder of Proof of Vibes and the Vibe Check. Super excited, one of the executive producers. And yeah, excited to be here today with you guys. We got an amazing panel of speakers. I'm gonna give them a chance, the opportunity to introduce themselves, and then we'll be talking about virality on chain. How's that sound? Good? Let's go. All right. So if you guys wanted to start introducing yourselves and talking to the people and letting them know who you are.
Hi, my name's Naomi. Is it not on? Is it on now?
There we go.
Okay. Hi, my name's Naomi, or Afro Chicks, and I'm an Onchain creator, but my Web2 job is I'm a professional athlete. I'm the 11 times British triple jump champion. So, yeah.
Yo, round of applause for that. Yo, we in the house. We in the house.
I'm Smoke. I am the CEO of a company called Own the Doge that owns the Doge IP.
Yeah, let's go.
All right. I'm Chris Eberle. I feel nowhere near as cool as either of these two folks, but we'll give it a go. I'm the CEO of a brand new company called SparkHouse, which is a network of creative co-working spaces and accelerators. So IRL spaces built to do some of the things the previous panel was agreeing is sorely needed, which is go way upstream and meet creators where they are and help bring them on chain.
Love it, love it. You see, we got some heavy hitters. Round of applause for Chris, man. Let's go. So the name today is Virality on Chain. We're going to be talking about just how people are going viral on chain. We got some amazing guests here today to kind of really give y'all some A1 game. And I think to start it off, Naomi, I've been a huge fan of just the content you've been creating and like just seeing it go everywhere and, you know, hearing your story. Would just love to kind of hear how you think about creating content and what goes into that process before you actually, you know, put something out there.
Yeah, so I've been creating content since I was really young. I always just loved having a camera and making videos. And I found out about Onchain through TikTok. I was scrolling and I saw a video of Gary Vee yelling about how NFTs are the next thing. So I made an NFT collection. And then I kind of thought about, what about putting videos on chain as well? I joined Farcaster, which was amazing, and Ted, who's actually over there, told me that I should start putting some fitness content and document my journey to the Olympics on chain. And I love the idea of like having collectors and be part of my journey from the beginning. So yeah, I think when I think about it, I think about the collection, the collectors, about making things that are worth collecting, and I want that feeling of like people being early, but to my growth as a creator, my growth as an athlete, instead of just like betting on coins, like let's bet on creators and let's bet on people. So yeah, I really just love making fun videos that are easy to understand and also quite, yeah, fun.
Nah, standing like, you know, creating content that collectors would like to collect, you know? I think there's so much stuff out there on chain. Actually creating something people want to keep and put in their wallet. And then Smoke, I think was so interesting. I was talking to Humpty earlier today and having a conversation around memes aren't really memes if they don't go viral. And I think with those, the story, the background, the history, it being probably the premier meme in the ecosystem and really pushing the narrative forward when it comes to memes, like, how do you handle all of that? It's like a big weight on your shoulder, and how are you able to activate the community and excite them and to really push the narrative forward?
I think that, yeah, there's no question that the Doge meme is probably the most viral meme to exist. So, of course, there is a good amount of pressure on myself, the whole council that we have. We have a new council that was recently elected. And then, of course, the wider community of whales, because we're a DAO. So we have a voting mechanism, and that's really what makes a lot of this stuff happen. So even if I think something, I can get voted out, same thing, you know? But I think really these concepts of, I think we were ahead of the curve in a lot of ways. And the way that we attained the NFT was very impressive. We attained the NFT directly from Etsuko Sato, the owner of the dog Doge. She minted it with help from the Ethereum Foundation, and we acquired it through the company that started us, which is called Pleaser DAO, for $4 million. And then once we received this NFT, we fractionalized it into dog token. So each one of our tokens on all 7 chains leads back to that one NFT. So innately, it does have value as a digital collectible at a higher level, even beyond any other utility or things that we would try to do with that token of dog. But yeah, a couple things quickly. The story is beautiful. That's the thing people don't really realize. The Doge's real name is Kabosu, and Doge is actually a female dog, which most people don't know that. And Doge is from Japan, and most people in Japan, they don't know Doge is a Japanese celebrity. They don't even know who Doge is. Yeah, so one of our missions this year is to spread the word of Doge across Japan so that they can be proud to know that Doge is actually a Japanese celebrity. It's like a hidden secret. Yeah.
A national hero of Japan. I love to hear it. Learn something new every day. Did not know all the lore and the backstory of Doge, so definitely good to hear more of the backstory, the how we got here today. You know, it adds to the overall story. And I think question for you, Chris, as you know, you've been working on SparkHouse. How do you think about creating content on chain? What is it that you look forward to, or some of the things you're just being cognizant of?
Yeah, I really think about content and sort of the methods to creating great content or making content go viral. In some ways, I don't think there's been much change in many years in how you do it. Just the context has changed, the products has changed, the people have changed. So, you know, a lifetime ago, it feels like I worked at a company called Federated Media. We did some of the first work with, before they were called influencers, content creators to do branded content deals, right? Did matchmaking to find the right match of somebody's vibe, somebody's authentic content with a brand and make something cool happen. After that, I worked at Facebook and Instagram and stood up a team. I think somebody from my former team, I think, is here in the room today. Maybe Tom is here, but
Tom.
I think Tom's here. But an awesome team of people that literally went to meet creators where they were and just help them figure out how to bring their content onto those platforms. And what we told them, and that was circa 2014, we told them is the same thing that I would tell creators today, which is the same thing that my co-panelist does so incredibly well, which is two things. One, always try new shit. Two, give people a way to get involved, right? So look at these platforms, look at the new products that are coming, try out their new stuff, rock the leaderboard on Warpcast rewards, but give folks a way to get involved. They can get involved in comments, they can get involved when you fractionalize something and let them own a little piece of it, whatever. But just find these sort of very natural, very repeatable ways to be, you know, always trying new things and always, you know, bringing folks along for the ride.
No, that's huge. What was the two things again? Always try new shit and?
What did I say? It was so wise, I forgot it already.
I was like, damn, I wish somebody had some. Somebody taking notes, I hope.
Always try new shit, and then I think give folks a way to get involved.
Yeah, give folks a way to get involved. That's huge. That's really to the heart and soul.
GM Farcaster.
GM Farcaster, clutch, man. Wow. I love it. IRL casting, super bullish. But I think that's so huge and really to the heart and soul of Web3 and the decentralization. I think for us at Proof of Vibes, we're trying to curate a community of tastemakers globally. Something that's near and dear to us is, and overwhelming, would love just to hear like kind of you guys' thoughts on is cross promotion on different channels, right? And how are you approaching, or your approach between Farcast or X or Instagram, or is the formula similar, or what's you guys' experience been with just promoting across different platforms?
I think each platform is really different, and I don't try and ever like copy and paste things across platforms. One thing that I do across all platforms is reply to every single comment, because it's not just like you've got a mic like now and speaking on stage. It's meant to be a community, and people are going to engage with your content more if they feel like they know you. And I think that that's a really amazing part of the social, you know, media and social networks. So I always make sure to reply. But I think Farcaster has been real like a community vibe, and I always just try and be more personal on there. Whereas my Instagram is very much me as an athlete, and that's what people want to see. So I try not to be selfish with my content. I think about the audiences on each platform and think, what is it from me that they want to see, and try and give them that.
No, that's good. Shout out to all the reply guys, man, and reply women, gals. I guess what are some of the things that you guys are looking for cross-chain? Is that kind of thinking about it?
Like across different platforms? No, I mean I totally agree, and even though it means like incremental work for creators, right? There's just like just dropping a link or just copy pasting from one to another. That ain't it, right? Both like algorithmically, but also like you said, the audience is just going to be different across these things. So, you know, my guidance that I've given folks, again, it's been the same for years. Just the platforms changed, but it's just, you know, pick a couple. know your audience, and then really put in the work to do it, versus like spread yourself thin and try to simultaneously cross-post on like 87 different things. You get watered down real quick, and people will feel like it's crickets because you're not there in their comments.
Nah, that's a really good word. And I think, Smoke, for you, I mean, how do you think about collaborations and community-driven amplification? Like, what role does that play in growing on-chain audience?
I mean, yeah, we've been collab maxis. You can ask many of the people in the room here, they know about it. We love to work with other projects. We're just, yeah, I mean, guerrilla marketing, getting to know people at a higher level, like that type of networking, you can't fake it, you can't copy paste it, like she said. Like that type of networking and connection with other people, what they can bring to the table, what you can bring to the table, even an event like this with all of these creators and industry leaders, the fact that we all talk together, work together, find ways to collaborate, that's what allows something to go from, maybe a funny picture to like a viral meme, That's actually insane. The collab maxi, I'm definitely stealing that one. I think that's so important as one of the best ways to lead a community is by joining other communities, seeing what works, seeing the growth, things that are just congruent across communities. And people, it's really a proof of vibe in this ecosystem, especially as a content creator, where one of the most important things you have is your reputation, who you are as a person. And so basically continuously building reputation across the platforms. Because truth be told, as every video you put out, you're building trust with your audience. And I think that's something very huge for every content creator. You're building trust with your audience. And so I think coming forward, what's some advice do you guys have for, I know there's a few Web2 normies in the building. What's some advice you guys have for just getting started, just getting out the mud? Do you recommend just repurposing content and posting on these platforms? Or what advice would you have for somebody just kind of breaking in?
I definitely would recommend checking out Blueprint because that's a program that I joined a few months ago, and that really helped me with learning the mechanisms and all the different ways to go viral on-chain. And also I learned about reaching out to different coins, different on-chain brands, collaborating with them, because even as a new creator, like a lot of brands need creators. So even if you're a Web2 creator, you have skills that are really in demand in this industry. So I would say literally sending a cold DM saying, I'm a creator, is there any type of videos you'd like me to make? And even if it's like sponsoring a video, like there's a really cool, you don't need to have all the technical knowledge to work with these Web3 companies, so that's another way to get in. But definitely experiment with Farcaster, Zora. There's like so many different platforms where creators can just upload content.
Nah, that's good. And where was that at? Blueprint?
Yeah, Blueprint, yeah.
Love that.
Yeah, I mean, a huge plus one, and you obviously know this world well because you're doing it. But yeah, I would double down on that and say, yeah, take advantage of the resources at these emerging platforms that are there to help you. Like Ted, who's right there with the awesome Clanker hat, literally puts out a cast saying, if you're new and you want to come on board and learn how to use this stuff, set up a one-on-one sesh. Like, it's ridiculous that you have that kind of access to these teams directly, but it speaks to where they are in their evolution and how hungry they are to bring creators on board. So, like, again, I know I'm keep on repeating this, but the creators that did things so well, back in my day at Instagram were the ones that when our team reached out to them, they were like, oh shit, Instagram people in my inbox. And they just took advantage of everything, every workshop, every pro tip, every new thing, and guess what? Like, things worked really well for them. The other thing I would say Web2 creators should do is when we bring SparkHouse out of stealth. We're coming out of stealth in a week or two when we announce our seed round, but we'll be opening up interest first and foremost for folks who are in LA who want to get involved IRL in LA, but also globally, so people who want to learn more about emerging tech and how it can help creators. So sign up soon.
Love it, love it. And Smoke, any words you want to drop on the people?
Well, one thing I would want to say is, honestly, like, I want to give a round of applause for Base, and just in general, the Base team. Like, right now, they show up, they're here at this event right now, multiple people from Base. They are always out there educating people. They're flying to every country you could imagine, or they already live in any country you could imagine, and they're out there telling people how to get on chain. They don't care if haters come. They're still going to keep building tomorrow. They're going to be building next week, next month, and they don't care. And they do care. That's the thing. They care, and that's why they're doing it. It's not because what somebody said, like how it can be in crypto where it's catty and people want to say whatever. They show, they put the work in. And with these gas fees the way they are, the events that they put on, huge round of applause for Base. Build on Base, create on Base.
Build on Base. You hear? Uh-oh, mic check. 1, 2. All right. So yeah, Vibe Check 3.0. Shout out to Base. They're really doing their thing, encouraging and empowering creators. You know, Jesse Pollock and team has truly been something inspirational to see, from their global reach to, you know, some of the videos that they've been posting. So I think another thing I'm super interested in just hearing from you guys is, what role does these networks have, or better yet, as a content creator? I think it can be overwhelming just sending a bunch of DMs to your friends and shilling, and it can kind of feel a little icky. Some people, you know, self-promotion is probably one of their biggest hurdles. So how are you guys doing it in an organic way? Is there any kind of things you can talk to help encourage somebody else?
I think definitely just learning to overcome that cringe feeling, because I think everybody feels it. Like when you post content, you just kind of want to throw your phone on the other side of the room and run away. But I think it's just like, you don't actually know like where your content can go. And I always say, don't think about the amount of people who have viewed your content. Just think about that one person who could view it, and that could change everything for you, or that video could really impact them. So I think when you take the focus off yourself and think about how your videos or how your content can help others or educate others, it kind of makes it feel a little bit less cringe. And that kind of helps me to get over that barrier of like, oh, why did I do this?
Huge. Any other words from you guys? Anything?
Yeah, I mean, I've always been somebody who's been like a supporting cast for creators, going all the way back to working in like music recording studios, and like I'm like a production room kind of guy, and always wish that I had the sort of talent to, you know, make beautiful things and share them with the world. But I like to help other people do that, and I would strongly encourage anybody creating whether it's music or art or writing or whatever, like, don't ever feel bad about sharing the stuff that you've built, and be proud. And yeah, if one person interacts with it today, then fucking awesome, then great. But always be proud and always be sharing. And look, yeah, if you find yourself second guessing what you're doing because what you're writing is just like shilling a token that you hold a lot of, then yeah, maybe find something else to go do with your time. But for anybody else that's legitimately creating anything in the spectrum of anything, just, you know, and I think like Rick Rubin talks about this stuff. It's like, just don't feel bad. Don't ever apologize for being an artist and sharing your stuff.
No, I love that. I love that. Definitely. I mean, for me, it's interesting to understand, like, as a creator, you know, how are you organically reaching out to people and overcoming that fear of cringe? And you know, it talked about something you touched on earlier, is being proud of the work you create and having stuff that people want to collect. I think for me, you know, as a creator, what are you interested? What type of content, as far as like, are you guys watching to take inspiration from? Is there a methodology in going viral? Is there a programmable virality?
I think for me, like, Mr. Beast is probably like what you just, when you think of virality, that's what I think of. And I wanted to recreate Jesse's video of onboarding people to Base. So I straight away basically just studied Mr. Beast videos to see what font is used, like what sound effects are used, like what is it that's getting that retention and keeping people watching for more than 3 seconds. And I basically did that. And I think studying other people's content, it's not copying, because you're always going to put your own spin on it. You're going to put your own creative twist. But looking at the people who are doing it well, it makes it easy. You don't need to reinvent the wheel. You can look at people who are doing it great and then just add your little spice to it.
No,
So,
that's
yeah.
huge. You can steal the recipe, but you can't steal the flavor. Oh, mic check.
Say that again.
Right. You can steal the recipe, but you can't steal the flavor, you know? And I think that's huge. What are some other high impact metrics you think content creators should be looking at as when they're creating their content?
I think she's hit on a lot of the points. Like, obviously, just going out and interacting with people, answering them when they come to you, when they ask you a question, answering your DMs, going out of your way and showing up and supporting their project. You don't even have to, they don't have to ask you to check out their project. If they show up and they're showing up for you, you should show up for them too.
Huge. Show up for people. Just being consistent, showing people does so much. 100%. Chris, as you have a legacy background in social media and engagement and virality, you know, that's the word of the day. As far as, have you seen a clear transition from like the IG, Meta to, and what has worked and transferred over to Web3? Is there any kind of like comparisons or things you've noticed that like, okay, this worked here and is translated well in Web3?
It's an awesome question. I'm gonna process it as I start to answer. Full disclosure, but because my inclination is to say in some ways no, it's the same thing and just modernized. And it is, you know, again, it's the people that are genuinely trying new things and putting in the work to understand why they're constructing what they're constructing, and then be consistent, be tailored to the platform that they're on, and always be interacting with people. And in some ways, that's the same stuff that we would tell creators a decade ago. So on the one hand, that. On the other hand, though, and in the previous panel, they touched on this sort of the TikTok moment, right? When there was that brief window where way more of the world maybe understood what platform risk actually was, understood why decentralization freaking matters, right? Where we've all in this room been saying that for a very long time. People just got a little taste of that, and I think we're in the very early innings of it. But the thing that is different, and the thing that has the potential to, I think, to unlock more different virality when we can meet creators, where they are, so they can use these tools without having to think about what it means to be on chain or what a token is or any of that kind of stuff that's just friction. But like onboarding folks to a place where the power of decentralization can shine, right? Where creators can actually own their audiences, actually have them be portable, that they can take them with them somewhere else, not freak out if TikTok goes away, not freak out if Elon or Zuck or whatever billionaire of the day pisses them off and they don't want to be on their platform anymore, which will keep on happening, right? We don't know what'll go down next, but so I think that's the one differentiator, is like leaning into the pieces that decentralization actually gives us.
That's a fact. One thing for me in understanding around content creators and virality, it doesn't happen overnight. I mean, sometimes it does. For that one video, you might need to take 5,000 takes, and you're building over time, years and years for that one viral moment. But in that time, as you're building up, you can get discouraged. You can get, overwhelmed throughout the process. You seeing 3-4 likes and just, it's like that meme of the guy digging with the diamonds. Right before you get there, right before you have that viral moment, you kind of give up. So how can these content creators stay encouraged, stay inspired, and to stay consistent? Because that's the name of the game when you're trying to create these videos, is consistency.
Yeah, definitely. I think when I first started creating content, I always thought consistency meant I need to post every single day at 3 p.m. at this, and I realized that consistency is having your own vibe about it. So whatever content it is keeping that vibe consistent, but then you can pivot. So I make content about fitness, I make content educating people on chain, but I always try and keep the same energy about the video, and I think that's what people like, because they want to get to know you, and then once they get to know you, then you can talk about what sandwich you ate this morning, and then they're gonna care. So I think consistency isn't just about posting in a really robotic way. It's about keeping your own personality and flavor across all the content you make.
Huge. Bullish on flavor and personality in Web3, because Lord, damn.
You got the buggy mic.
Nah, that's the mic check. Okay, here we go. Can y'all hear me? All right, cool. I think other thing for me, understanding more about what are some niches you guys think are underrated right now? I feel like there's a lot of the same kind of content going on, and it's great. People are making their own twist and turn, but is there any niches you think could be super underrated or people can hop into and really go to the moon with?
We're on our way to the moon. I forgot to mention. No, really, our project, another project that's in the room, Miggles, are on our way to the moon, and we're going to land there on the 2nd. So we're on a ship right now. We're going to land, our crypto will land there on March 2nd while we're here.
Dude, you heard it here first. Wow. On the moon?
Yeah.
Wow, you out of this world, literally.
That's it. So when some people, they say go to the moon, they mean something, we mean something else. Right?
Wow.
So I think
it hit different.
It's different. Exactly. Some projects are built different because they are always innovating. It's not about price. Price matters, of course. I understand that. You're building a product for people. They invest in what's going on. They care about that. They want to see their investment rise. But when you're breaking the mold and you're doing things that are truly innovative, you have a deeper passion for what you're doing. When you love what you do, these temporary price dips, they don't matter. Ethereum doesn't matter. Ethereum could go to $5 right now. I'm not going to stop. It's not like I'm going to stop using Ethereum. No, you're not wrong, but I would not stop using Ethereum even if that happened. If it still had the level of ability, the level of ease of access, and the amount of tools that are available on Ethereum, and especially on these layer 2s like Base, I mean, they're building an ecosystem that's pretty impressive.
Nah, seriously. So I just got the little timer. We got 4 minutes, so I want to end on a positive note, end on something people can take away, some people can learn today. And maybe if y'all just want to drop one piece of advice or one word for these new, old, and anything in between content creators, what would you want to say to these people?
Yeah, I just think that the content that you put on chain does not need to be about on chain doesn't need to be about crypto. You do not need to be super technical. As I said, just bring your own personality, create what you want, and you might find your audience there, like I have, and it can pretty much change your life. So yeah.
And then Smoke.
For content creators, just keep building. Keep building. Do not let some person that has something bad to say that day stop you from putting out there what you need to put out there, because it's much more important. Some people don't realize some of the stuff that we're creating, it's so important. It may even change the world. Like, a lot of people believe that Doge has changed the world just by that one viral photo. Like, so many people see that, does not matter what language they speak, and they're just happy. They're just like, wow, do only good every day. You know, and I think that's really powerful. And then secondly, I wanted to make a little announcement. This is really for our community of dog token holders. We've decided that every IP licensing deal that we get, we're going to put a decent amount of these deals, a good percentage, we're going to lock our token with it.
Wow,
so we wanted to announce it live. Just lock it up. Yeah.
Lock it up. Somebody cue the Akon real quick.
Yeah.
So the ticker is dog. I would say to creators, I would say there are as I mentioned earlier in this panel, there are a bunch of people and teams that are there to support you. There are communities forming rapidly. There's the creators. I'm pointing at Ryan in the audience, and Smoke and I and a bunch of other awesome people are working with Ryan and team on the creators. They helped make this event happen today too. Check out their creators. Check out both from like resources for folks who are getting started, but also ways to show up for other creators and discover and support. And then one bonus answer to your previous question, I think an underrated vertical right now is comedy. I want to see a bunch more comedy coming in.
Please, we need that.
Let's bring it.
I definitely think comedy is a way to onboard people. And we're just super thankful for everybody coming here today. When we first started Vibe Check, this is what it was about. We initially started off as like a rave of party, good time, bringing all of our communities together to culminate and just vibe out. And now it's transformed into something so amazing where we can have, inspiring panelists like you guys really give some A1 game to the community and give back in a real tangible way.